Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT This Morning.
Good morning. It's 4:30 and we welcome you to WKYT This Morning on your Wednesday. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Rebecca Smith. Let's first start things off with Micah Harris in our First Alert Weather Center.
Yeah, we're really not seeing anything outside this morning, which is good news. We had some big boomers yesterday roll through the region, dropped tremendous amounts of rain, and due to the rain there on the ground, very saturated surface, and also sitting there with clear skies, you're going to be dealing with some fog issues out and about this morning. Look for those temperatures to be in the 50s as you start off. It's actually a clear and pleasant start. We head toward the afternoon, and there we are sitting in the upper 70s to lower 80s. More storms in the forecast today, tomorrow, and going off toward Friday, at least the first half of the day. And I'll show you when that kind of moves on out, coming up in about 10 minutes.
All right, we'll see you in just a little while, and it is the calm after the storm for many. A powerful storm caused damage in parts of Madison County, so much so the National Weather Service will survey that damage later this morning.
We received some eyewitness videos from the Kingston and Brassfield areas south of Richmond. Many people there told us they saw a funnel cloud. The storm also dumped heavy rains and flooded some roads. Garrett Weimer talked to some folks who now have a mess to clean up at their homes.
It didn't last long.
It was a matter of just maybe 10 seconds and it was over.
But the storm tore through Rainbow Ridge long enough to leave behind a path of destruction.
Blowed the storm door off my house, blowed 4 columns off the front of my house, and all the underneath the porch is gone, and blowed probably 30 or 40% of my shutters off.
Neighbors say they saw the storm go right over Ede's home.
I just stand on the porch and I heard something coming through the trees, and I just looked over here toward Gordon and Achy and a bunch of shingles up in the air, and I hollered at my wife and told her, hey, it was coming through here, and then it went down in front of the house.
Just in a matter of seconds, just debris start flying over top of their house. And I actually just ran, I told the kids, I said, I think there's a tornado, so we ran actually into the other room.
The storm also blew a neighbor's shed into their yard. But with water leaking through the roof as the rain continued to fall, Ede said he knew they needed to do something right then.
Water come in the house, and we got buckets in there catching it, which we put a tarp all the way across the top of the house now, and hopefully we got that solved.
In Madison County, Garrett Weimer, WKYT.
All right, thanks so much, Garrett. The National Weather Service will be in Madison County this morning to survey the damage at 9 o'clock. Our very own WKYT meteorologist Jim Caldwell will be with the National Weather Service, and we'll have the latest on the damage on WKYT mid-morning.
It's coming up at 10 right here. And that storm also caused some problems in Franklin County. Lightning and high water caused damage. Emergency crews even had to rescue a driver who was trapped on a flooded road. WKYT's Monique Blair has that angle of the story.
The atmosphere is fairly calm now, but earlier as the storms rolled through Franklin County, emergency crews were very busy.
In high water, a water rescue, lightning hitting the house, Franklin County Fire responded to that with us. And then we had a tree that hit a power line. We called a couple of extra deputies in to help due to the volume of calls for service.
Franklin County Sheriff Pat Melton says since the ground was already so wet from last Friday's rain, today's rain had nowhere to go. But luckily, the monsoon effect didn't last long today, and the water has started to go down. However, Sheriff Melton says it's important to consider that more rain is expected this week, and with all the recent water rescues, drivers should absolutely avoid driving through water on the roadways.
Sunshine. I think that right now that's probably everybody probably ought to say a prayer tonight that we have some sun in between these rainstorms.
Sheriff Melton tells me no one was hurt in any of those emergency calls they responded to tonight, but he really cautions you to be aware of the roadways and the weather that's ahead. In Franklin County, Monique Blair, WKYT.
No damage was reported in Lexington after a storm moved through, but Kentucky Utilities reported that 19,000 customers were without power at one point. All but a few of them have since been restored. Lexington police say the storm also knocked out traffic signals, especially along Versailles Road and Broadway. Power has been restored to those as well.
The storms
that moved through the bluegrass also packed lots of lightning. Take a look at this video we shot in Scott County. You can see some lightning strikes from a storm that passed through Georgetown. We checked with Scott County Emergency Management. They did not report any major storm damage there.
And help is on the way for people whose homes were damaged by flooding in Bourbon County. Heavy rain caused Stoner Creek to flood last Friday. Emergency managers say at least 20 homes were damaged. Today, Kentucky Baptist Disaster Relief is planning to help out the flood victims. The organization is asking for volunteers to pitch in.
We help with the cleanup to try to help the people that's been through these terrible situations so they can get back into their homes as quick as possible.
The organization will base its effort at Central Baptist Church in Paris. Volunteers expect to be working for at least 4 days. If you'd like to help, just show up at the church.
Well, heavy rain and flooding last week also damaged a ballpark in Cynthiana. Park leaders say baseball fields were under more than 3 feet of water Friday. The water's gone down, but it's left a muddy mess behind. Park workers now cleaning it up, trying to figure out what equipment they can save. The park sits in a floodplain, so this isn't the first time they've had flooding there.
Ours is just as good as anybody's around. Ours happens to be in a floodplain.
Well, the park there says there is not enough money right now to build a new park. They say the start of the season could be postponed because of the flooding. Many of you have shared your eyewitness pictures with us from last night's storms. Sherry shared a picture taken along Highway 27 in Garrett County. As you can see, that's hail covering up the road after the storm moved through there. It looks like snow.
Really?
Yeah. And Jacob sent us another picture from Winchester. He says part of his backyard flooded because of heavy rain. If you have storm pictures, you can share them. Look for the eyewitness tab on WKYT.com. You can also post those to our Facebook page.
Micah tweeted and I retweeted that picture of the Garrett County of almost snow-like scene there with that hail last night. Our time is 4:37, and in other news this morning, Kentucky State Police are searching for 2 inmates who walked away from a Lexington prison. Police say 32-year-old James Dennis and 46-year-old Kelly Conway were found missing during a routine check for inmates about 9:30 last night. They are missing from the Blackburn Correctional Complex. Both Dennis and Conway were last seen wearing khaki pants and khaki sweatshirts. Also in Lexington, officers arrested a man overnight after he took them through a high-speed chase right through town. Kentucky State Police say they tried to make a traffic stop at Main and Broadway when the driver took off and led them on a 14-mile chase. They eventually arrested 19-year-old Eddie Perez of Dallas, Texas, around midnight near Pegasus Place Apartments on Larkin Road. He is charged with fleeing and evading police. Troopers say the man was also wanted on theft charges out of Texas.
New this morning, Lexington police say bullets were fired into 2 homes overnight. The first shots fired happened around 11:30 on Winterberry Drive. Police say an argument led to the gunshots. Multiple shots, I should say, were also fired into a home on Atoka Park just after midnight. That's near Tates Creek High School. No one was home at that time. So far, no arrests have been made. Police do not think these 2 are connected. This morning, a man is facing a murder charge for shooting death in Lexington. Lexington police say they charged 21-year-old Dustin Yost yesterday. He was already at the Fayette County Detention Center. Investigators say the victim, 20-year-old Vondre Smithers, was found shot in the middle of Bellefonte Drive last month. He later died at UK Hospital. Along with murder, police charged Yost with evidence tampering.
U.S. Senator Rand Paul made it official. He is running for President of the United States. The Kentucky Republican and Tea Party favorite kicked off his campaign in Louisville. He says he is running to defend the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. He wants a constitutional amendment to force Congress to balance the federal budget. And he wants to put limits on terms in office.
I have a vision for America. I want to be part of a return to prosperity. A true economic boom that lifts all Americans. A return to a government restrained by the Constitution.
Senator Paul kicking off his campaign with a 5-state tour now. He will talk with voters in New Hampshire later today. Very interesting announcement yesterday, and a big crowd there at the Galt House in Louisville. 4:40 here in just a couple of seconds on WKYT This Morning.
Crock pots aren't just for dinner. Mom's Everyday shares an easy breakfast recipe after the break.
Pretty calm out there this morning. We do have some fog to watch out for, especially east and southeast. But you know what? These storms are going to kick right back up as we head into the afternoon, off into the evening hours. Not just today, next few days. Now get into your forecast coming up next.